to start to see your purpose in your journey, um, what truly started to make me realize that what is within is what the real journey is. It's when you allow the uh, things on the outside that aren't meant for you to move out of your direction. Um, and as you do that, you allow the universe to work in ways that are amazing. And what is meant to come in your direction uh, is is something that will truly bring you closer towards yourself. And I'm amazed by the energy uh, that flows in the universe. I'm amazed by the internal journey, the internal focus that is required to be ourselves. And I'm sitting here after sitting in a sauna for quite a bit of time today, uh, and I'm amazed by the ability to be with oneself. Right? A lot of times we're seeking out things outside of ourselves. We're seeking out uh, people that are looking for more than their journey, looking more than their purpose. And when we look within, we start to find out how truly great we are. When what we have going inside becomes the purpose. Happy Happy Thanksgiving, right? What is meant within oneself is what ends up vibrating outwards. When our mind reflects from within, the challenges that we have, we start to overcome. And as I sit here and I put the ability from within out, as I start to reflect that not only what goes on around us, but what goes on inside of us is important. Um, I'm reminded of how the universe works. How when you allow the things that are meant for you to move out of the direction, that the universe will truly move the things that are meant for you. And I've worked on a daily basis to uh, become that, to allow those things to move out of the way, to allow the process of being to be more important than the things that are going on around. And no matter the challenges I face off against on a daily, the one that's inside is greater than those challenges. The one that is inside is the reason why I keep putting these videos out. It's the reason why I keep getting after it. And, in mentality, there's true strength. When your breath becomes stronger than your exterior, uh, it becomes a reflection. And what you believe about yourself and about your being, it reflects outwards. And um, one of the things that I truly enjoy about saunas is that they force you to have to focus on your breath. They force you to have to become strong from within. That it's not the external strength that truly builds you, it's the internal strength that truly brings one to being. And when you allow what's within to be enough and you don't hold to the things that are on the outside, you don't hold to the experiences or to the people that may have try to stop your growth, stop your internal journey, stop your reflection, then you start to build a relationship with yourself. You start to build a relationship with who you are within. And that purpose of using your abilities, using your journey, using your purpose in a way in which you uplift other people, a way in which your mind becomes the strength. The reflection will ultimately radiate outwards. The ability inside of you will truly become your strength when what you have within is greater than the challenges that you're facing off against. You will find that that person inside will start to grow, and it's quite amazing how the journey and the growth within can work. If you're using the skills that you have within, you'll start to overcome the things that uh, go on around you. You'll start to notice that your internal reflection will radiate outwards. And the importance in that is, like I ask every day, is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Because if it's not one of the three, what is it? And that's the question to ask ourselves. So when we look within for the answers, uh, and we look within for the solutions, the reflection starts to radiate outwards. It's not just um, coming from within. It's reflecting outwards. It manifests from within out. Your mind, your being, your energy from within starts to become stronger. It starts to become a part of who you are. And in that process of being, in that exact process of you, in that process of what it means to be you, where is your strength? What do you pull from? What part of yourself do you use, um, and do you manifest? See, when I'm looking for a way to grow, I seek it out within. When we seek out within ourselves, the challenges no longer have the ability to stop us. When we look inwards for the answers, the strength starts to open up. The ability inside of oneself starts to become part of the purpose, the ability to use the tools, to use the strengths that you have inside. And that's the thing that reminds me when I'm getting in the sauna, that when I'm facing off against things in this life that, sometimes we can't see, sometimes we can't control, that the inwards journey is the true way to overcome. The person who focuses on themselves and is nothing more and nothing less than who they are within is going to ultimately uh, overcome their challenges in a way that builds strength, in a way that builds being. I look inside at what I've been told in the last few weeks. I was told you're not truly who you claim to be. You're not truly the person that you are within. When I see those succeed on their own, when I see those who have come to learn and they're growing inside, um, ask themselves that question: what effect have we put on other people's lives? What effect have we put in a way that's brought us into our being? It's brought us into our purpose, into our journey. If they're not that good, then would they have not brought you through to understanding yourself? See, when you grow inside, when you grow within your being, when your purpose opens up, it is to become oneself. And I'm so grateful for the ability. And I sit back and I think about the different people that I affected their lives. I affected their lives in a positive way. I affected their lives in a way in which they viewed me, that they saw what they saw in me. And I see that in myself. And when you see that in yourself and you understand that letting go of the things that is into you, when you understand that letting be is great growth, that what can come to you will, when you let it on its own, when your energy starts to flow, when your being starts to grow, when you see this message and it lights up inside of you and it starts to kindle that fire that started this journey. See, by being on this journey and observing from others' view, we start to study ourselves on a way of understanding who we are. And that is the greatness that brought motivation, meditation, inspiration to be. See, there's greatness of understanding. There's greatness of purpose. There's greatness within one's being's journey. And when we open up at that level where our light inside starts to shine, like when I look across the globe and I look at the amount of people that I've spoken to over the years, the amount of people that have heard this message, nearly 1,000 podcasts, my almost 100 YouTube followers, my 18,000 Facebook followers, the people that are in our professions, that are in our works, that are in our place of being. See, what is it that is great is for those people to have taken something from your journey, to have taken something from your path and to have learned something. You see, there are those who come into our lives for a time. There are those who come into our lives for a journey. And there are those who come into our lives for lessons. If they were part of any of those part of your life, then that was a great thing. Because you get to grow in this journey. You get to understand in this journey. You get to find that your strength comes from within, that what you have inside becomes greatness. See, that's what true understanding is to be yourself, to be within you, to be human being, to allow the breath inside to become your strength, to allow your mind to be open, to allow your purpose to become present. And so when we fight the process of being, when we fight the process of understanding, when we fight the purpose of our journey, then we allow the energy to stop to flow down the river. If you sit in front of a river and you look down a river, you'll notice that as it flows, it is in peace. You can see the river's understanding that it is part of its journey. Do we understand our journey? Do we understand our connection to caring with ourselves, to allowing ourselves time to rest, to allowing ourselves time to be purpose, to be this path that we're on? See, I believe that a lot of times we let those that are around us become greater than ourselves. And then when you do that, the minute you forget about your breath is the minute that you want your breath. When your breath becomes that inside of yourself, then you start to believe in this journey. And it's not, and the greatest part is it doesn't happen in one day. You don't wake up and say, I am here. You continue on this path until you start to study. You continue on this path until you start to grow. You continue on this path until the understanding inside starts to open up, till the universe starts to yield, till you start to believe in your being, that your purpose is there. When we utilize our gifts, our talents, when we utilize our ability in ways in which only you can, then you start to shine in this universe. When you start to utilize your abilities within and you don't stop. You know, the greatest thing that ever happened to me was those who told me, you can't do this. You're not that great. Because every time they ever told me that, it made me stronger. It made me grow that much more. It made me recognize that I have that much more to go after, that much more to go within, that much more to manifest. And when we let go of the things that are not meant for us, the things that are start to open up. We sometimes fight ourselves. We sometimes hold ourselves back from becoming disciplined. We sometimes hold ourselves back from the place of teaching, the place of understanding. You know, I learned a long time ago when I slept in my van that when you are by yourself, there is joy in being by oneself. When there is others, there is joy in being with others. But always be within you. See, that's the difference between me and other people. This thing is okay. This thing that has been through the rocks, has been drugged through the mud, this thing that manifests is truly that great. This thing that overcomes is truly that person. When we are everything that they're not and everything that we are, we manifest from within our being. And the truth is, even those who don't think you're that great, if they look back at how you affected their lives, if they look back at the part of the path that you are, then they start to see truly how great you are. See, your energy is an amazing thing. Energy is something that brings you to life. It's something that brings you to being. It's going to be there when the night stops shining, when the stars shine bright as wisps you're doing by yourself. See, when we're within our being, within our purpose is true greatness. Within your purpose, and this is the reason why I truly enjoy the sauna. Because when I'm inside the sauna, when I'm in that place where the only thing I have to focus on, how to disperse that heat, how to get that energy flowing, how to get that energy and purpose, and I'm able to enjoy the internal journey. When we are internal journey is greater than what's going on around us, then we start to grow. When we start to study ourselves, when we start to study this journey, it's quite amazing how when your temperature starts to raise, you start to focus. When your temperature starts to raise, you start to understand that you are going through this path. See, when your temperature starts to raise, you start to become aware of yourself. When you become aware of yourself, you start to recognize you. When you start to recognize you, you start to recognize you have a purpose. When you start to recognize your purpose, your being starts to open up. And when your being starts to open up, you start to enjoy your journey. And so the sauna does that for me. It brings me to a place where the journey becomes important, where the journey becomes a part of the path, where what is within becomes greater than what is going on the outside. So that is why I enjoy the sauna. So what this giving day of thanks am I grateful for? I mean, I'm here alone by myself on my computer. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for those that were a part of my journey. I'm grateful for those that have come through this path, have been a part of this purpose. I'm grateful that if I even left one part of learning within, that I affected your life in one way. I'm grateful that I have this time of being alone. See, we forget that the seasons come and go. We forget that the darknesses and the strengths come from being within. We forget about this journey when we forget about ourselves. Sometimes when we sit back and we look at how we've affected other people, then we start to look back and we start to understand that by being a part of their lives, by sharing a part of ourselves, we are connecting. And when we allow our journey, when we allow our path, when we allow our purpose, its place, that there's greatness within that. And so how can we use that part of ourselves to be who we are? How can we use that part of ourselves to be within who we are? See, I recognize that we are on this path called life. We are on this thing called purpose, and it's to understand oneself, to beyond this journey is letting go of everything that isn't you, letting be who you are within by utilizing the present, the past, and the future in a way in which we become ourselves, right? So inside of one's purpose is their journey. Inside of one's path is understanding, is being, is greatness. Do we see that inside of ourselves? Do we take the time to sit down and to use that part of who we are? I look at the path that's brought me to this place. I look at the path that has brought me through this place. I look at the thing that's put me on solid ground, the relationship with the Creator, the relationship with those that I've been blessed to have in my journey. See, they might not understand that it's a blessing and an honor to have been a part of their being. You know, I have a friend that has passed this life, and I'm truly grateful that she had come to share with me the purpose of life. You know, the purpose of understanding that no matter the storms you face, that there is worth in this being. And the people that came to bring me to the present moment, to bring me to the place where this journey can grow, this journey can truly become. It can become more by what you speak about yourself, what you speak into yourself. And when we speak greatness into our being, when we speak greatness into our purpose, you know, I've lost nothing and gained everything by being within. When we gain ourselves, we gain more than we would ever lose. When we gain ourselves, we gain so much that that's meant for you. And I have seen great changes. I've seen great things happen in my life. I've seen great things happen in the people that I've wanted in my life. And I'm grateful for being a part of that journey. I'm grateful for being a part of that path. See, we sometimes learn by observing. We sometimes learn by allowing. We sometimes learn by growing. And sometimes we learn by letting be. And when I let that part of myself go to understand this being, when we let this part of our path be, the greatness truly starts to shine. And there is greatness in being alone. There is greatness in being within. And in inside of that, I find strength. That I find discipline. Inside of that, I find meditation, and inspiration. So, what does it mean to truly be self? Well, when we look at self, when we look at being, when we look at purpose, when we look at our journey, are we looking at self? Are we utilizing self? And how can we start to become more of ourselves? What can we do inside of ourselves to be who we are? See, I see a lot of people who lose themselves by not recognizing who they are. When we're by ourselves, we find something that is amazing. What we start to find by ourselves is our strength. When we're with people, we grow our strength. But when you're truly by yourself, then the person you are inside starts to open up. When you're by yourself, what is it that you're putting your mind to? What part of your being are you opening up? Are you starting to see the place of purpose? Are you starting to see the place of journey? What are you seeing? When you look within, what is it that you're looking for? When you look within, what is it that you're facing off against? Are you searching for the answers within yourself? Are you using the energy that flows? When we say something, or we speak something, or we become something, what are we becoming? What are we utilizing? What part of ourselves do we want to achieve? See, I see that this journey has brought much understanding to this path. It's what I seek is ultimately seeking me. If I'm strong alone, then others become added. If we're strong within, then the connection flows. When the universe within becomes, the reflection shines. And when we understand this being, when we understand this purpose, the ability within starts to open up. And sometimes it takes the time of rest. Sometimes it takes a time of peace, a time of journey, and a time of purpose. And so, sitting here in front of you, if you're hearing this message out there, if you're hearing this message and it's radiating inside of you, are you understanding your being? Are you taking the time to sit down with your path, with your purpose, with your journey? Um, I am still growing, as we all are. I'm still learning, as we all are. I'm still becoming, as we all are. And the greatness is truly to be yourself, to enjoy your journey. When we enjoy this journey and we understand this path and we understand and we master our being, when we understand and we master ourselves, then we are truly in relation with the Most High. So, am I truly that great? Well, ask yourself this question. If this message has touched you, am I great enough for you to share it with somebody else? Could this affect somebody else's heart? Could what I'm sharing with you today possibly bring your being into centering, into understanding of you, understanding of your purpose, of your path? Would it be within you that you grow, within you that you find yourself? When you're looking out there and you're shining bright, what are we pulling from that saw in us? So that's what I'm grateful for today. All those that saw something in me. And because what we see sometimes takes observation, what we see sometimes takes practice, it takes purpose, it takes journey. And when this being becomes centered, when this last breath of this purpose becomes, will this message have affected you? Will it have changed the place of centering? Will it bring you closer towards your being? Will it bring you closer towards your journey, where your path becomes an understanding of all those that were a part of your life? See, when we are in peace within, we understand how others were affected by us. When we're in peace within, we understand how others were blessed because we came along. When we're in peace, we understand that our journey is a part of this great purpose called life. And so today I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for all those that came into my journey, that saw in me who I am, that I was able to see all of them. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my position, my relationship with the Most High, my relationship with those that have come through this path and that are to come in this path. I'm grateful for the relationship with oneself and the honesty and self-being within. I'm grateful to motivation, meditation, inspiration, the message that kept me alive at one of my darkest times in life. I'm grateful for the shine, the light. I'm grateful for the Most High. Grateful that I'm here to be a blessing to others. I'm here to uplift others. I'm here to share from this which I feel is more than I deserve. I'm grateful for all of you and the ability to become disciplined. I'm grateful for a place to have where I can speak to you and you might hear this message around the world. I'm grateful for all of you. And I know that what's attracted to us is meant for us. What is within this universe is in understanding. It's in flow. It's in being. And it's in purpose. And it's in journey. And it's in understanding that your strength, it starts within and it grows outwards and it flows from a living life, a river from within, a journey where the energy and the understanding, the focus, the discipline, and the purpose of being is you. And that, to me, is greatness. To me, your life is a blessing. To me, to see those grow, even when, if they no longer like me, that they see that they have grown from what they've learned from me. See, because when we learn from each other, when we grow from each other, when we flow from within ourselves, when we flow from within our being, when our true purpose opens up, when what is meant within becomes the light outwards, when your nights are dark and your shine is from within, when the day that your being starts to flow, when your being starts to grow, when you start to manifest from within yourself, when you manifest from within your being, where you're a foundation, where you're a foundation of focus, of purpose, of journey. See, I sit here in front of you on a high-speed internet, and in the first times moving into this apartment, I was sitting on a phone using cellular internet. I'm sitting here in a office which is manifest from within the mind, that the reflection already exists. It already exists what's meant. What's meant for you already exists. It's just coming towards you in its own time. It's coming towards you in its own being. It's manifesting within your dreams, within your purpose, within your journey. And so what I look for within is ultimately seeking out after me. And what I put into me is ultimately reflecting outwards into the universe. See, understanding these kinds of things is what greatness is about. Understanding these kind of things is what purpose is about, is what journey is about. When you understand your being, when you understand your purpose, when you understand your path, that your path is greatness, that even being a part of your path is that purpose, that being a part of your journey is going beyond those challenges. When we manifest from within this being, the greatness is around us. And it is from within us that we start to shine. It's from within us that we start to grow. It's from within us that the greatness radiates outwards, because it already exists. A lot of us energy workers out there, we call it Akashi records. It is the knowledge within the universe. It is the knowledge that we all seek out after. It is the knowledge that brings the energy, the flow, the light, the manifestation from within oneself. It is the reason why there are smoothness within the universe. The understanding of knowledge to go beyond being square, to go from within to reflect outwards, to understand that we are universal, that the purpose within is to manifest. And so when we are going through our times of darkness, are we enjoying those times? And when I sit inside of the sauna, I'm reminded of the breath. I'm reminded that the light inside that shines, that reflects outwards, it comes from within. That what is happening is enjoying the experience of this great thing we call life, enjoying the experience of this that this experience is amazing. And that's what sets me aside from others, is that I will never be anything other than myself. That the very essence within this being is greatness. See, you're a blessing in this universe. The challenges you face off against, the way you utilize your purpose, the way you utilize your being is already that. And so when we grow, when we learn, when we understand, when we manifest from within this being, something opens up. It's something of greatness that starts to shine. It's like into a plant that is fed. It's like unto a plant that understands that no matter the challenges, there's comfort within yourself, that you start to become that kind of light. You start to become that kind of glow. You start to become that kind of expression, and you start to have a certain type of feeling within that your journey is worth it. This is what meditation means to me. This is what meditation has taught me. The strength and breath, the strength and growth, the strength and understanding of this purpose is that it is already great. And so when you're going through your journeys in life, when you're going through your challenges, how you use this being matters as much as the challenge that's in front of you. When you utilize this being matters how much the purpose is in front of you. When you're going through challenges, when you look within and the peace comes from within and it radiates outwards, the universe brings to you what is meant for you. There is great universal yield that comes from being yourself. There is great universal yield that is out there in this universe. See, that is why it was amazing when I came across the Shakti that the universe paired me with. See, I don't understand why that was brought into my life. I don't understand why it was taken from my life. But I do understand that this is greatness. That speaking in front of you and hearing this message is greatness. That the universe works in ways of allowing what's not meant for you to move out. That what is meant for you will move into your direction. What we are made here, what we're designed, what our purpose is to understand this great universe, to understand this great thing we call life, this great journey that we're on, this great path and purpose, that what we are seeking is also seeking out after us, that it already exists within you, that your knowledge, your focus, your purpose, your life, your degree is greatness, that your blessings from within shine outwards. See, that's the difference between me and other people. I see this journey. Can we embrace that? Our path, our purpose, and our future is within ourselves. So, when you are sitting at a river or you're sitting at a lake, remember to take a moment to observe all the things that are going on around you. When you are sitting with a group of people, remember to observe what is going on around you. When you're by yourself, remember to observe what's going on around you. Notice that you are still experiencing. When you're you, that is amazing. When you're you, the universe can use that. It can use your mind like clay. It can utilize your being like purpose. It can utilize your ability like mastery. When you're with you, your ability opens up. When you're with you, you have everything. It is just a field trip. This purpose of, because it's this thing, we need this thing. We need to be strong within. We need grow within. We need allowing the challenges around us to not affect this thing. When this thing grows within, this thing is honest within, this thing is being within, when it lights up from within you, greatness starts to shine. And what I'm sharing with you is the practice of meditation. What I'm sharing with you is the practice of motivation, meditation, and inspiration. When I do energy readings, when I sit with people and hear their stories, and I sit with people and I hear their challenges, when I sit with people and we find ways to overcome, recognize that as much as it is for them, it is from within that I'm helping them on their journey. So, what is it that helps us to grow? Are we using our tools? Are we using our focuses? Are we using our abilities to be ourselves? Are we utilizing this great universe, the blessing, our life? I've seen so many want to leave this life, and when we look within our being, it starts to open us up to this life. When we start to open our being and we start to open our purpose, when we start to open our journey, it becomes an amazing path. I mean, I am just shocked at all that I've been through. I'm in shock at the ability to have come out the other side of it. I'm in shock that I'm in manifestation. I'm in shock that I'm alive. Remember that the thing that matters is not what's going on around us, it's what's going on inside of us. And that what is around us is not truly who we are within. What goes on around us is not what is light up the night. Remember that what we are made of is simplicity. What we are made of is greatness. That within our being is great purpose. Within our being is this journey. That when we become that kind of light, that kind of shine that sets one aside, that what you're ultimately doing is you're being yourself, that what you're ultimately doing is using your expression, you're utilizing your reflection, you're utilizing your being, that your purpose and your journey and your path is in accepting one's self. And a lot of call that selfish. They call that selfish because when you accept you for you, there are a lot around you who don't want you to be yourself. They don't want you to be who you are within. There's a lot of times where you'll have to let it be. You'll have to let it be and be within you. And that person within you allows the universe to utilize you. It allows the Creator to use your path, to use your purpose, to use your journey. And inside of that blessing, you become centered. You become the place where the things that are meant come to you. And that is the understanding of meditation. That is what I ask on a daily basis for the Most High. For the Most High to bring into my life. For the Most High to bring into my being. That I might be disciplined enough on a daily to allow this journey, this place, this purpose, this vessel to have blessings that come from the universe. You know, when we believe in things like the law of riches, that what we put out into the universe will ultimately come back to us tenfold. We want to allow that purpose to have that form, that shape, that place within ourselves where our beings become that. Are we able to manifest that part of ourselves where understanding that we are a light, that we are a shine of purpose, that this journey is worth it, that this path is worth it. Well, got about 5 minutes left here, so I want to leave you in a place of discipline, leave you in a place of understanding that greatness and gratefulness are part of the same thing. That when we are grateful for our journey, our path opens up. See, there is much growth on all of our lives, but the greatest growth you can ever have is to connect with yourself, to connect with your inner seed, to become the light that shines from within. When your manifestation becomes you, then you start to have the strength. And that is why I enjoy meditation. What I'm grateful for is all of you out there. And I'm grateful for you hearing this message. Please share it as I close. Blessings, blessings, blessings. As always, namaste.